What's up, everybody? Couple of bettors coming back at you. Had a week off for family circumstances, right? Lost a little Bernie boy. Sucked. So we're getting over it. We're getting over it slowly but surely. Speaking of getting over something, you're getting over the Bills, right?
No, not over this.
No, she's not over it.
It sucks, people. We live a block away from the Super Bowl, and they couldn't even make it to this. And that was not even like, I don't even know if I wanted them to get crushed, but the way they lost again by 3 points, a missed field goal, Stephon Diggs not catching shit like he's supposed to catch it. There were at least 10 times that they could have been way ahead of the Chiefs and pulled out a strong, obliterating win, and they screwed up. I still love my team. I'm happy to be a Bills fan. That's why this hurts so much. We sacrificed somebody to the pit again. That didn't work. People shoveled out their own seats. Didn't work. Just ridiculous. But
Yep, and we'll get into how we did betting, and some of that had to do with me putting a lot of money on the Bills because I was up already, but it didn't work out. So anyway, moving on, we'll get right into it. Let's face it, people, coaches in the news, players in the news, and starting off, Jets ex-head coach Todd Bowles. You know, he was a gem for us. Good defensive coordinator, I would say. I don't know if he needs to be a head coach, but speaking of which, at the end of the game, you have, they're up by, the Lions are up by 8 points, right? And there's, I don't know, call it 50 seconds left. They're starting to kneel the ball down. And the Bucs, you figure you take your timeouts and then you kind of make them figure out what they're going to do. For some reason, Todd Bowles just kind of gave up on the game. And with 37 seconds left on third down, they kneel the ball, and Todd Bowles has a timeout left and doesn't call the timeout. It's like, call the timeout, and you're going to make them now on fourth down have to do something. What are they going to do? It's a 47-yard field goal. We saw in the Bills game, you had a 44 they got missed. The 47-yarder could be missed, could be blocked. Give it a shot, right? Instead, no, he just says they asked him after. He goes, sometimes you just know when the game's lost.
oh no,
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? So getting a lot of flack on the internet about that one, especially on Twitter/X.
yeah. Well, another person getting a lot of flack, Tyler Bass. It's just like the '90s Super Bowl all over again. Poor kid, great kicker. You can't be mad, but you can. You make all this money, and all you have to do is get the ball through these things, and the wind wasn't even blowing. I think he was overcompensating because in Buffalo, if you know anything about Buffalo, the gusts just go right in that stadium and come right out. I think he was worried one was going to hit it at that time, pull it over. But anyway, missed that needed field goal kick, just at least a tie. Now, that doesn't mean it would have been the winning game field goal kick. Sure. It would have brought us into overtime.
Or Mahomes goes down.
Mahomes goes down. And,
for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, you don't know.
We could have lost that way. We could have lost it. I just hate talking about this. I was supposed to be excited about this stupid weekend. Anyway, but the poor guy, he's back to missing something very important. Got a lot of shit. He turned off his Instagram as soon as he left the field. I get it. You don't want to hear stuff. So to make it up to him, Bills fans and even some Chiefs fans, as a thank you, have been donating to his cat charity, which, I don't know, 10 lives. I'm not sure how I feel about just donating to cats, but...
Leave it to a kicker, by the way.
Yeah, that is his charity. Just to kind of make him feel better, because it's definitely, you don't want him...
It's nice that they're doing that.
Yeah, this is what we do as Bills fans, but that's why I'm just like, why can't we keep going? Why does this keep happening to us? And shout out to Steve Gonzalez, because you were probably right. I should have went back to the same damn place to watch
we went to the same bar that we watched Cincinnati beat Buffalo. So.
At home, and
rough.
Rough, absolutely.
Yep.
So there you go. If you want to donate to cats, 10 lives.
10 lives.
Tyler Bass's charity.
Then we got Fangio and the Dolphins is out. They're parting ways. So then immediately, this guy's been a great defensive mind for a long time. And immediately Philly was like, come on down. So he's visiting them. Looks like he's going to get picked up by Philly. which they could use some help on defense too. So that was that's a nice little pickup for them.
Then we got Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh. He's going to the Chargers. Not bad. I mean, they could use some help over there. They do have a good setup where they could have been successful. Yeah. So a good, head coach is definitely going to help them out. They might be a little scary next year because of that. But
they got a quarterback, and
interesting to bring the brothers back to the NFL together. So
yeah, right. I think they're actually playing against each other. They were saying it's like week 5 or something like that. So next year, the Harbaughs will be facing off again. And last up, we got Zach Ertz. So he was out. He's a free agent for a while, and people were wondering, is somebody going to pick him up? And the Lions actually had one of their tight ends go down, who was actually more of a kind of a blocking tight end. And they pick up Ertz, and he might be active for this game. If he's active for this game, the Lions got Zach Ertz and they got Laporta. I mean, 2 stud tight ends. That's a big help for them. So it's just something to be on the lookout for. I mean, and especially if they get past here, he gets another 2 weeks to learn the offense and all that going into a Super Bowl run, potentially.
Or it's rigged.
Or it's all rigged. All right, how did we do betting? How did we do? So started out pretty good. So Lamar Jackson had over 52.5 rushing yards early, probably by the half. Ended up with 100 about that. And then that bet that I had, which was it's the first half outcome and then the second half outcome. Thought that the Texans would keep it close. And then eventually the Ravens run away with it, which is exactly what happened. That one, if you put 1 unit on, you won 14 units. So that was a good one. And you did it too.
I didn't even realize how much I won until today when I was looking it up.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. Because I'm an idiot, so I don't pay attention to that stuff. And my little baby bet actually won a ton of money, so that was good because I didn't do well on a lot of other bets that I made.
Yeah. The Niners was another one. Maybe we were both on it, and look, I think everyone was surprised that it took to the Packers hung in with them, and they're up, and it takes that last drive for them to go score with 1 minute and 6 seconds left and go score the go-ahead touchdown. I mean, give it up for Brock Purdy to hang in there and then get you guys to win on a last-minute comeback drive there. They said that Kittle calls him Big Cock Brock.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what they said. I don't know. That's what they said on the internet.
Doesn't look like one that.
No, I would bet against that.
It's like what do you call it? It's opposite day or I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but definitely an exaggeration maybe. I was glad the Niners won, but I thought it was going to be more of a blowout winner than it was.
Totally.
So not that great.
Nope.
The Lions-Bucks game, like Josh explained what Todd Bowles did, but Lions pulled out a win finally. I was rooting for them, but I was really rooting. I wanted Lions-Bills Super Bowl. I thought it'd be, the battle of the great cities that, blue-collar cities that deserve this. So still on the Lions. I hope that they make it all the way because that city deserves it just as much as the Buffalo City does. But that won us some money because they covered.
Yep, and I had Baker to throw a pick, and that was over in the first quarter. He threw the pick, and he ended up throwing a second pick in the fourth quarter, but it felt really nice to have that winner out of the way. Mm-hmm. And then Allen over 43.5 rushing yards. If you saw that game, he ended up with 70-something, but the 43.5 was over by halftime. Yeah. And then we know that the Bills did not cover. No. But look, it was a close one, Like, you tough one. They had a shot.
Very hard to be watching out in public. I should have stayed at home. But good job on Allen, at least. I mean, Allen always comes through, so good bet on that. Maybe next time we just focus on Allen.
On the prop bets, exactly. Yep. All right, here's just a look at the bracket and where we're settling up now. So you got the 1 seed versus the 3 seed against the 1 seed versus the 3 seed. So both sides of them.
I do want to interrupt, though. When you are making these bets for this weekend, we just realized that MGM has updated their site, and it is so much better. It's more user-friendly. If you use Caesars, it's got all the features, and it's even a little more organized than Caesars is. Face recognition to get in. So if you're an MGM user like us, which you'll see at the bottom of our betting screens, reopen it if you haven't been in a while. And you can use it in every state. You don't have to download a separate app based on the state that you're betting in. So
that's right.
When you go to make those bets this weekend, check that one out because we're very impressed by them. That's what we were hoping. We were hoping when they said they were shut down for maintenance that they would get their shit together, and they did.
They really did. From the time we moved out here originally, we said this is the worst thing. You couldn't place bets, location services, this and that. You had to mess around with settings on your phone. Now MGM got their shit together, and it's the best app that's out there. Caesars, I think, was the best app, and now MGM's got them. Caesars, you have to download 5 different ones, like she said. This one now, MGM, you could take it. You can use it in Nevada. You could use it in New Jersey. You can go to New York. All good. So that's definitely a good recommendation. They probably have some bonus bets if you're not signed up yet, too.
Yeah, if you're already signed up, you don't get anything for it. I think you get $5 or something. If you get something's tiny, but the only thing that you do not get is credits towards your rewards card, like Caesars gives you. So that might be something that sways you a little bit. But
some people use William Hill or FanDuel or DraftKings. They don't give you any credits.
Right.
So at least, but Caesars is nice that they do give you some rewards credits. So every once in a while, you get earn yourself a free bet based on how much you're betting. Yeah. I'm not sure how big you're betting, so maybe it doesn't matter.
That was just a public service announcement.
PSA. Yeah, so this is it. We only have 2 games left, AFC, NFC championship game. And look, is it going to be red versus purple like the logo suggests?
It's ridiculous.
I don't know, but there's a shot. All right, let's get into the injury report. It's only 2 games, so there's only a couple people you have to focus on. Mark Andrews for the Ravens is probable. He looks like he's been practicing for 2 weeks. They said this was the date he was circling to come back. That's a good one. And then, you have Pacheco, probable. That was in the beginning of the week. It was sketchy, but now it looks probable. Mike Edwards, questionable, their safety. And then Thuney is going to be unlikely. So that's one of the offensive linemen that they're gonna lose on the Chiefs side, which is,
I think they're sitting him on purpose because of injuries, because he screws up too much.
Could be.
San Fran's got Deebo Samuel is 50-50. Honestly, he's probably gonna, if he has any say in it, he'll play. But just keep in mind his shoulder is the injury, and that might affect how he plays. We'll get into that later. And Jonah Jackson is gonna be out on the Lions.
Yep, a lineman down on their end.
Not bad though for the Lions and Ravens, our 2 favorite teams, to only have 1 injury each.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the games. Only 2 of them. First one up
is my lock of the week, but he also has a little lock of the week. We have locks all over the Ravens. So let's go with Ravens. So my lock is Ravens -3.5. I just want them to cover. I want them to kill Kansas City. I am so not interested, and I've said this for many years, but this is like I'm overly heated now because I'm sick of it. I do not want to see the Chiefs in the damn Super Bowl.
Nope.
They need to sit down. They don't deserve to make it, and some people could have said that about the Bills if we made it too. I get it. They did not look as good as they should have in the middle of the season. We can count on, 2 hands how many times they got calls in favor of them for shit that they should have gotten called on. All this stuff. I don't want to see them. I'm done with them. I also think Ravens are the better team. There are some stats that show, this is really like, what do you call it, superstitious, but it's the curse of Josh Allen, that after Josh Allen loses to the team in the playoffs, they go on to the next team and they lose. They haven't won yet. So any team that's played, look at the Bengals last year. They beat the Bills, went on the road, ended up losing. And then the list goes on. I stopped reading because it just hurt my feelings too much. But it's a good shot that the Chiefs will also move on and lose this week because of that curse. Also, the Chiefs are going up against the 3rd-ranked rush offense and the 10th-ranked offensive line, when the Chiefs only have the 22nd-ranked run defense. So basically, the Ravens have much stronger offense than the Chiefs have defensively, and that's going to be huge, especially in this rain that, as you can see, our lovely weatherman said it's going to be a little rainy at this game. The Ravens are going to have to rush, and Kansas City's defense is not good with that. So I think it all is in favor of the Ravens, and that's why it's my lock. -3.5.
I like
Fuck the Chiefs.
My lock of the week is going to be Lamar Jackson, his longest rush to be over 17.5 yards. I think this one's a no-brainer. I'm going all in on this one. if you look back at the whole history, his game logs for the whole year, right? A lot of yards. Right? We all know he had a lot of yards, MVP numbers, all this and stuff. A lot of games that he didn't quite hit the long over 17 and a half. But the last 4 games in a row, he has hit. And this is with playoff Lamar. If you're going in the rain here, you got to get it done on the ground, all right? What is he going to do? He's going to sit back there, and then boom. Just like Josh Allen did against the Chiefs, where he hit that, where he had a long run. It was an 18-yarder last week. Lamar's going to take one for at least 25 yards in the first half alone, and you're going to hit this one. You're going to say, oh, thank you, guys are the best. I wish I should take you out for, do I owe you a dinner? Should I take you out to dinner? I don't know. But it's my lock of the week. Over 17 and a half, longest rush. Now, I looked at the how many rushing yards. It's actually a pretty high line. It's like 70 something. So that's why I didn't bet, over like 70 something yards. I'm like, all right, Lamar, if it gets 70, that seems like a good fucking game. I didn't want to bet that one. But I like this idea of having one long gashy run. So that's why I'm betting that one. But look, this is going to be a good game. I think that having Mark Andrews back helps the Ravens, especially like where the rainy day, you got to hit the big targets and stuff and keep the ball rolling. And Kansas City, like you said, they didn't look that good. They playing against a banged up Bills defense.
I know.
But a lot of guys that were out. I mean, so we talk about they need to do more on defense. Like, well, you have fucking holes all over the place. Yes. You had third string middle linebacker, and you tell me how come they were so good, Mahomes? I don't think they're that good of a team. I think the Ravens are a complete team across the board. And I think this is their year.
And they only won by 3 points against the Bills. So let's not forget that.
Yeah. Baltimore smoked the Texans, by the way. I mean, the second half, they demolished them.
And I hope so, Ravens. We hate the Chiefs. Please, fuck the Chiefs and their fans and their Taylor Swift fans.
Can you imagine the Super Bowl? Having this panning over to the fucking Taylor Swift every 3 seconds, panning over to... they probably would even have her do a performance at halftime. I don't know. I just don't want to...
Nope.
Yeah.
All right.
Gross.
Let's move on to the next game, which we're a little more friendly towards. You got the Niners at San Fran. Listen, San Fran is a difficult team to beat, but I mentioned it before. I want the Lions to win. I want Detroit, the city of Detroit, who was just like Buffalo, to get their chance at it, get to the Super Bowl, enjoy that, see what it's like. I don't know what it's like to win a Super Bowl, but I know what it's like to get to it, and it's a great thing, and the city deserves it. Sorry, Niners, but you've gotten so many years of playoffs and great things that it's time for the Lions. But when we're talking about statistics, the Lions do have the 9th ranked rush offense and the 6th best offensive line, and the Niners, they only have the 21st ranked run defense. So it's kind of it definitely is in the Lions' favor. Niners might be without Deebo Samuel. That helps. Of course, the Niners, though, have 1,000 other great, strong players around, and they've got Brock Purdy. This is all... It's just the Lions would be the feel-good story that the Bills should have been, this year and last year as well. So hopefully they can be it. Now, with this bet, why we're both taking it is the spread's +7. The Lions can lose, and you still cover as long as it's by less than 7. So you're kind of still getting a root for your team, but even if it ends up being that the NFL is rigged and it is the Ravens versus the Niners, like the colors say, you still get some money.
Yeah, I agree with you. Look, Deebo would be a help. They said if you looked at all the plays that he was on the field versus not on the field for the whole season, it's an extra yard per play when he's on the field. So that would be a nice boost. I think he's going to get in there. Hopefully he doesn't get re-injured. Weather's not a factor. It's going to be really nice, 68 degrees, no rain, no wind. I can see, in order for the Lions to win, I know we're talking about the rushing offense that Lions have, enables them to have a good balanced attack. Goff's gonna have he's got to have a good game. He has to have another good game. I can't see them, but yeah, the Niners didn't look that good. I mean, leaving the Packers hanging in there and you have to score with a minute left and you have to win that way. I don't think the Lions are the team that's going to let that happen. If they get out to a nice early lead, that'd be sick. So you got to make sure you get Bosa out of there where he doesn't get a sack on Goff. And look, the Lions get those tight ends working. We talked about Ertz being on the field. Laporta's good. And last week, Lions had a good, rushing game overall, but not on a lot of carries. And Montgomery really wasn't even involved. They had the other dude in there with a couple gash runs or whatever, but I only think they ran that much. So if they get those guys involved, like you said, against that rush defense, I like it. Now, again, yeah, you can see it happening where they don't win it outright, right? But it would be nice. So look, let's summarize what we're going to bet, because we're going to throw a couple parlays in here too.
Yeah.
So we didn't talk about that really. We talked about each side. So starting off,
my lock of the week: Ravens -3.5 versus the Chiefs. Fuck the Chiefs.
I'm actually buying the hook. It's expensive, so I get why you're not doing it. It would cost you. It's -150 to buy it to 3 points. I just with Mahomes, I just would rather have the 3 points there. So I'm buying the hook down and taking them at the -150. Then obviously my lock of the week, Lamar having his longest run be over 17.5 yards. I'm hoping that one he hits in the first half. Yeah. So I like that one a lot.
We're both on the Lions +7 versus the Niners, just the regular Lions spread.
Yep.
But then we're parlaying the Ravens spread with the Lions covering. Both of them covering their spreads. That it's none of these are like huge payouts, but it's better than just doing them.
Probably double your money.
Mm-hmm. And then Josh and I kind of both have to do this just because there's still that slight chance that this is all fucking rigged, and that would be Ravens money line, Niners money line, because the NFL and Goodell decided this before the season started.
Yeah, I mean, which actually brings me to the point that we never made on the Chiefs game, is that they put an officiating crew on the Chiefs game that is the most favorable to away teams.
And the Chiefs are away.
So Roger had a lot of crews to go with, and he chose the one that would be favorable potentially to the Chiefs. So you got to put that rigged parlay in there. The NFL's rigged parlay. Bet them both money line, and then we could all talk about it, how we're living in a simulation.
Yeah. Or just Goodell's world.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to live in Goodell's world.
No,
Remember during the draft, they had like all they were panning to him in his basement and stuff like that. It felt so creeped out. I feel like there was going to be like dead bodies in a back crawl space or something.
Well, there was also no large group of human beings booing him every time we showed his face.
Yeah,
probably loved that draft. He's like, no one's booing me. This is great. I just get to hang out at home.
My favorite part of the draft is booing Goodell.
Yeah, that's why we like to go, just to boo him.
Yep.
All right, guys, that is it.
Right. That's it for the week. Follow us on our stuff. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And look, let's go Ravens. Let's go Lamar Jackson over that 17.5. Let's go Lions. Let's fucking go make some money.
Let's make sure the Chiefs fucking lose.
No Chiefs. We don't want to see it anymore.
Boo.
Bye,
Done.
Taylor Swift. Bye. Last game for you. All right. See you guys.
Couple of bettors.
I want to make money. Couple of bettors.
Couple of bettors.